Whispered promises straight to my heart.
Fair enough. But here's the thing, right? The only concern I have right now for Desi Padoles, especially, I believe they are the ones that went in with the raise. Yes, while raise is fairly effective. So here's the thing, right? You either need a raise or a sky, especially. I mean, you can get all the information in the world you could with Sova, sure, but I still feel the Boombot or the Tasmanian Tiger that this guy has is more effective in getting control of that area, because while with Sova you can get the information, but with a raise or a sky you can actually push them back, and I believe that might just be the differentiator, because I personally prefer sky over Sova, and I feel like it's a little more effective, but then again we'll find out what happens in the game, Zach.
Definitely, you're absolutely right about that. I think that more and more we are seeing the sky being picked instead of the Sova, and it's for the reasons you've mentioned. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward B hit going forward here. You see the Tasmanian Tiger, as you mentioned, trying to clear off that long angle. However, I don't know if they know that they're walking into a Killjoy setup, and we all know how annoying that setup can be, especially on the pistol, because that turret can do so much damage if you don't immediately break it. However, I think that Ilivu has managed to do that quite easily, if not taking a little bit of damage. It is going to be Anachan who is pretty decent and taking quite a bit of damage. That Ilivu will get the first pick for her team.
That she will, but that was quite some pick coming in over there. I did not really expect her to hit that shot, but nonetheless, Ilu is probably going to fall back with the smoke coming in, and that's a lot of distraction towards the B bomb side, and we have a lot of control coming in towards A, but it's only going to be Raze all alone onto A shot. Fika needs to defend this, but can she? That is going to be the question. Puts down the boom bot, but does take a lot of damage. There is backup coming in, but right now, Athenas needs to go in. She has taken some damage, but Ilu is not going to stop. Needs to find that pick, and Fika in the meantime is going to find a pick on Ilu somehow, but Pyro coming in with a quick trade. Nerdy Gundi in the meantime finding a pick onto Athena, and Athenas needs to stay alive. She needs to stay alive. Could probably make her way onto A shot, but Amy in the meantime taking down Zanara. It is going to be a 2v3 retake coming in, but Amy casually just leading the charge along with the teammate, and trade potential, always making sure there is trade potential. Nerdy Gundi going in for the defuse, but the Nano Swarm is going to delay that just by a bit, but Jelly Beans coming in and clearing things up, and that's, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the first round coming in for the defenders.
That was really great gameplay there. I mean, at this point, Desi Patoli, they realized that they had to come back right there to the A side. I mean, once they had K to go ahead and drop there on B side. I don't know how they actually got that comms, but that was such beautiful reading. Because usually when you take out a KG on a site, right, you know that kind of control that they have is not going to be there anymore, and you would want to actually push down that side. Even when Eluvu got that shot through the smoke, it seemed as though they would want to push the site, but they made the decision. They rotated back to A. They got the spike planted down, but unfortunately, it seems like Desi Patoli just read them through, worked on it, and just a textbook kind of retake. That was amazing.
Oh, it was, Zach, but the way that an entire round went out, right, and Ilu especially being taken down inside elbow, with the fact that Feek had taken a lot of damage. It was pretty unfortunate, wasn't it?
It really, really was, but I mean, that's what happens when you face a right-click at close range show. You have a Frenzy or a Ghost, but the right-click can do a devastating amount of damage. It just takes one shot onto the head, or at least 3 bullets onto the head, and that's what happened with Ilivu. I think that was a really, really important pick, because that let them retain elbow control as well as gear up for a retake. I think another key kill, which really made the round go in Desi Patoli's favor, was catching Athena on the look. I think that at this point, Desi Patoli has realized that it's quite likely that there is a player who's going to be coming back sub, who is going to be holding, and that was a really good read by Nerdy Gundi, I believe, to take Athena down. So that immediately equalized things, and they still had her utility to play with as well. So it was a very nice retake. Another key thing is going to be Amy there. We all know how effective that Reyna is on that pistol round, if she can get a kill and get that overheal, and that was exactly what happened. Once Amy was at 130 HP, she's just going to be really confident peeking in with that Ghost, because she's almost invincible at that point unless several people team up to take her down.
Fair enough, but a tag pause, I'm not sure if this was a tag pause or a tech pause, but nonetheless, after losing out in the first round, this is something they could have definitely used, and it'll allow them to reset. But the biggest question over here is to make sure that they don't let the opposition snowball their economy, because look, you lose out on a round or two, that's okay, but you need to make sure you break down their economy. But the problem in the last round was they had 3 players surviving, and that means 3 of these 5 players are going to have a decent chunk of change, and they'll be able to buy whatever they want, or maybe save up for an operator later on in the game. But the point is, even if you lose a round, right, if you manage to take down more than 3 players on the opposition, that's going to keep the economy in check. But Lu, in the meantime, wants to go in aggressive, is going to put in the cloud burst, will try and go in, but can she find the pick? That is the question. Rushes and gets the first pick on Fika, but Fika finding a kill on Zanaira somehow, unfortunately. But Lu still just waiting it out inside elbow. Can she find one more pick? She won. Jellybean comes in, and she does get that pick. Kals, this is looking serious right now for the defenders.
Tell me about it. That nade kill with Fika there, oh my god, that was something else. I really wasn't expecting her to go ahead and do that. But as the game continues, round number 2, we see the attackers who have a 3-man advantage there. They do have A side, but they're routing all the way back to B. They must have figured out that at this point, B might be completely empty. Let's go ahead and go back there. But at this point, we also see Anachan throwing those nano swarms there, making it difficult for them to go ahead and plant the spike. They are still not yet have the spike planted. Pyro tries to push in there. CD Spawn have Anachan completely flashed out, but she did have backup there from Nerdy Gundi. It's now down to 2v2. We have low health hero in Atheris and Athena. This might really spew a lot of danger for them. Anachan takes out Atheris with the turret, but it looks like Anachan might have disconnected. Not too sure what's going on there. Nerdy Gundi tries to get half of it diffused, takes out Athena with the information she got as Athena took out Anachan, and with that, second round goes in favor of Daisy Patole.
It is, but Amy in the meantime, once again, just going to showers, trying to make sure that nobody takes the control. And I kind of like this approach that the defense has, but the problem is she's all alone, so if she gets taken down over there is absolutely zero trade potential, and maybe have somebody to back you up over there in case somebody shows up over there. But Elu's gonna get taken down, Nerdy Gundi being quickly traded out, but Zanaira, making sure she gets a trade. So they've worked on the mistakes they've made yesterday. They have the trade potential. They're getting all the trades in the world. But is that going to be enough? That is the question. For now, it's all been working off. The pain shells dishing out a lot of damage. Pyro's going to get taken down. It all comes down to Aterius all alone. But can she pull it off? There's a player behind her. Guess what? Needs to find the second as well. But we'll get taken down by Anachan. And that is going to be the first round after the long tech pause that we had. But hey, Daisy Padola is finally coming in, and the scoreline reads 3-4 in the favor of Waifu, Zach.
Definitely. That was a very, very beautiful round to watch from the side of Team Desi Patole, because their hold on that A side was flawless. Whether it was Nerdy Gundi tucked into that corner, Jellybeans baiting for her, trying to grab Alu's attention, and all the utility coming in from Jellybeans, that was priceless. Because whether it was the smokes, whether it was the astral pull, whether it was the concussion coming in that enabled the turret to be broken easily because it slows down the speed, and the crossplay as well was perfect. Even though 1 or 2 players went down, the trades were almost impeccable. It was really well done. That push coming in from Fika and Amy as well, taking down players in the backstab, especially since it was an eco round. It was just not a round you expect to see as a win. But either way, it is going to be a B hit coming in. They do have multiple ultimates to play with. It's going to be Eluwu again, fearlessly going in. I just have to point out how confidently Eluwu was playing. Like we saw that yesterday as well. We'll see that Sova arrow coming in. Know that the Sova is here, and somehow gets that kill and falls back.
Yep, but Fika in the meantime finding one, Amy finding one more, but Athena is going to come in clutch and will find the trade track, which is very important. It is going to be a 3v3, 55 seconds on the clock. Amy still waiting it out on the side, but are they going to fall back? They can't, because Spike's down on the side, and that's a massive, massive problem. But Zanaira on the backside finds one, needs to find the second as well. Can she find it though? Does make a lot of space, but Defender is coming in clutch and shutting them down. The Hunter's Fury is still there to counter the Killjoy ult, but I guess they could use it, but it really comes down to what sort of a strat do they have. The information's been relayed that Recon Dart is going to give away a position of 3 players, if I'm not mistaken, but Eluwu this time around taking things really, really slowly. And we do have the Tasmanian Tiger going in. The question is, are they going to push in with this? And again, I've been noticing this. I'm not sure if Pyro actually has information on the right, but the Cloud Burst going in. Eluwu is going to make a way inside the A-shot elbow and will try and push out. But the question is, can she find a pick? She is playing really, really aggressive. But this girl on the corner will get taken down by Amy, though. She will fall back, but Zanara's pushing in. Zanara's going to go in. She might just find the kill. She does. She needs to fall back. Nerdy Gundi is going to get taken down, and that is massive. That is so good coming in from Zanara, because that was a good trade. But look at that, though. It's not going to work out in the favor of the defenders, but I believe they had a lockdown, which they could not use. Unfortunately, nonetheless, Zanara is still staying alive, but will get taken down by Jellybeans. Comes out of 2 players in a 2v4 situation. Now 1v4, but can Athena pull this off? Nope, that is not going to happen.
Well, I can definitely agree with you there. I mean, that play there by Zanara going that far deep in and getting out Nerdy Gundi, I thought that might have sealed the deal for them. That would have made it easier because, I mean, you do have Sova who's going to gain information and, you know, make sure those angles are checked for you with the recon dart. But unfortunately, taking Nerdy Gundi out and then coming back didn't really work in their favor. They tried to hold it down, but they did get gunned down from different angles as they were trying to hold the spike down.
Definitely, that was really fantastic to watch, especially when you're looking at the gameplay coming in from Fika. That while her while the showstopper didn't get any kills, it was really important to break that lockdown, which let her team make their way onto site. The retake of the elbow as well, Jellybean hitting a nice shot there onto Zenaida. They really needed that kill. The take of the site was fine. Like, they managed to use the Astra ultimate as well as Eluvu's aggressiveness to go, but she got a little bit too greedy and Amy was ready for it. Speaking of Amy though, she does still have that operator. She will be trying to play on B. Eluvu has her Blade Storm as well, so she's already scary enough for the rifle. The Blade Storm being fully accurate when you're running at people or jumping or whatever you're doing, whatever kind of movement you have with Jet, it can do a lot of damage. So she will be looking to get that first entry for her team onto B side, making her way onto the site as well. However, you do hear two players TP, and it's going to be Fika who's going to be the first point of contact in the shower. She has to stop this push, and she sees them, will throw a satchel to fall a bit back, and I think that she's calling for a team to rotate. Meanwhile, Amy will take on Eluvu on that B side. It is going to be a really important kill coming in, considering how much space Eluvu has been making for a team so far. What do you think, Calzone? Do you think without Eluvu, can Team Waifu still make this round work in their favor?
Oh, absolutely. It's a team of 5. I mean, if we look at it, Athena has been also doing a lot for her team. She's at 12 kills as far as Eluvu has 14. They are actually putting in a lot of work together as a team. They have done it in the past, and they can definitely recreate that magic. Unfortunately, at this time, it seems that Daisy Pajole have read them, and they have taken out 3 of their members, leaving them just down to 2. We do see Athena taking off that kill there from Jelly Beans, but will it be enough? They did take out their controller, which means they have taken away, and they also take out Nerdy Gundi, controller and information taken out there from Daisy Patole. They're now left with a lot of brute force there with just the duelist and another sentinel. Will this be enough? 4 seconds here on the clock. Must put the spike down, but it seems that this case it might be going to Daisy Patole's as they do manage to hold the round eventually out.
Last round.
To hang on to that operator, we see Anna-chan going in there for quickly swapping out a gun with it and dropping it back in the hands of Amy, who did so much with it. Once Amy has gotten this operator, it's just made it so much harder for Eluvu as well as the rest of the team to push into the side, because you have to make sure that there is an op on that angle. Looking at ultimates, however, we have Zenara as well as Pyro with their ultimates ready. The Seekers again can prove integral in trying to figure out where players are playing. Looking at the economy as well, both teams will be able to go in for a full buy. Amy dropping an extra rifle as well for her so that she might be able to switch if she needs to, considering she has that Empress. Looking at the Seekers are almost immediately popped, and Amy trying to hold the angle, trying to see if anyone's going to be running after it, but she will have to reposition and fall back here. And I think they are going to be making a very aggressive push into B-side.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not too sure why Amy did pick up the op there. I mean, seeing as how that she's somebody who should be in the front lines with that Lear and that Dismiss, it really makes a lot of difference holding out the front lines with the Vandal and maybe a Spectre, or even something as small as a Classic, as we've spoken about here. But holding that op there in the back lines, maybe she has a plan up her sleeve, seeing as how she does have the Empress on her, on her arsenal to use as well. But it may just change the whole dynamic of the team there. Mamba.
Oh no, absolutely, but Zenara is going in. All guns blazing, will find a pick, but will get traded out really quickly. The diffuse is coming in, but Anna-chan is going to try and walk inside this one. Will get a pick. Tyrius is going to get taken out with the lockdown coming in. Is this going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Yes, indeed, it will be. They do have the time for the diffuse as well, and what a comeback by Daisy Patola in the first half. 7-5 the scoreline. That is what they're going to end it with, and I believe they're actually in a really good spot right now.
Means they get to keep all 5 of the Spectres.
That they do, but one thing I noticed was the amount of respect they had for the opposition was none. They just walked in, casually strolled into the bomb site and found all the kills. And especially given the fact that they did not lose out on any players, that's great for the economy. And this is where Waifu start building up some sort of a credit imbalance, and then of course protect their economy and have that advantage, that undue advantage going on in the next round. Eliu could have picked up the ult orb and maybe use a blaze storm, but nonetheless she's going to play inside Hookah along with a teammate. And while the team bot is coming in, Zanara, is she going to expose herself? That's the question. The one thing that could happen over here is Liu could dash back onto the side and let Zanara be there because they don't know how many players are inside hookah. But now they do. Now they know there's Reyna, and if they spot the Jet, they know there are 2 players playing over here. So this might not be the smartest decision. Nope.
Definitely, that was that was a little bit ill-advised because that is a little bit of a range fight. You really don't want to be playing with Spectres against that. There is going to be Athena who has pushed her way into a very cheeky corner. We've seen this work out several times in people's favor, but Amy will clear that, will take her down, leaving just 2 players left for the side of Team Waifuwus. It is going to be a plan coming through pretty safely, I would say, and Pyro might be caught off guard here. It is going to be Amy who spots the Killjoy as well. We'll be able to get the heal back, so it's just going to be 1 player left. A little bit of damage on Nerdy Goody, but it's going to be a flawless for the attackers, how the tables turn, and they are going to be very pleased with it because they get to keep all their rifles and improve on the credit balance. And that's one thing, Mamba. Economy is so important in this game because you need to be able to buy as a team, you need to be able to play together, and the fact that none of them lost any of their rifles will give them a very healthy credit score.
Oh, it will. Credit score, yeah. Fair enough. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. This was a bonus round for the attackers. They could have played it a little more different. Sorry, no, it was a bonus round for the defenders, I'm sorry. They could have played it a little more differently. They chose to be inside hookah. But then again, if you're playing with two players inside hookah, why would you want to push out? Especially when you know there is some presence outside hookah. So that was not the smartest decision coming in. But nonetheless, they will have a lot of money to work with. And obviously, they can go in for an operator. Have they gone in for an operator? They haven't. So this one's going to be tricky. Honestly, Liu could maybe. I mean, I don't know. It really depends on what you're comfortable with and what your strategy is. But for now, Fika just casually walks up. We do have the drone going in, trying to clear out the B bombs that they had. They know there's a lot of presence towards B. And this is when we might see a rotation coming. But we still have 2 players waiting out towards A. I'm not quite sure why the rotation's not coming in yet.
Well, it is a bit tricky. I mean, at this point, we do see Amy pushing in. She is just 1 point away from getting her ult. She just needs 1 kill, and then she'll be online. With that, she may be able to control the entire site. We have seen her in the past when Empress comes online. She is a force to reckon with. I mean, just even peeking out of that angle is so deadly. I mean, one either Mustang twice, or you have to trade her away. So, I mean, maybe she's just waiting for that 1 kill, and then it might just dictate. But we see Fika peeking the corner. 2 people peeking her down at the same time. That's really deadly. Amy gets that kill. With that, she might go ahead and pop up that Empress to try and make it easier for her team to go ahead and win this round. Athenas takes on Nerdy Gundi. They are pulling out from elbow. They are coming out from CD spawn. It seems like right now they're all, cooped up there in B-long. Amy does get information, takes out Athena, but she gets traded by Athenas. Athenas here has to go ahead and do the most she can for her team. Gets most of her life taken out from the swarms of Anachan, and with that, Jelly Beans and Anachan walk away from the side, winning it there for their team.
Here's a question though, Zach. You look at the economy right now, you know that Liu has a playstorm to work with. Does she go in and eco and wait for the operator and try and use that operator? Because on Bind, if you have a good Jet who knows how to use the op, it can be really impactful in getting those early picks and maybe getting a second pick as well. That's all the Jet needs to do. But the problem is they'll have to play a floating role. They'll have to play a floating op. And it's something that can potentially happen because the scoreline is really tight right now. And if that pays off, they could walk away with the map. But right now, Liu is going to by half armor. Oh no, she's actually bought a full armor and is going to be playing on the blade storm, but is being really aggressive. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Might as well just wait it out and wait for some trades. But nonetheless, Amy is going to walk in, but she's going to get blinded by the guiding light. We'll have to wait it out, take things slowly. Still a minute and 20 seconds on the clock, but are they going to rotate back? It does look like they are going to rotate back. It is a fake coming in, but we do have some aggression. Look at this. We have 2 players pushing in towards B main, and this could be big. This could be massive, but Amy's going to find a pick onto the Killjoy inside A short, but Zanara on the backside once again. Can she go on without getting spotted? That is not going to happen. She is going to get spotted, but Amy in the meantime is going to find 3 picks for herself. It is going to come down to 2 players all alone. It is going to be the Astra and Reyna, but Fika shutting down Zanara, and yeah, it is going to be Athena all alone, but wait.
I think that's illegal, and I clicked from that range.
She played that is... It warms my heart, trust me, because I didn't mention she could go for an operator, she could play the floating role, which she did, got the first pick, fair enough, tried to go for the second pick, did not overcommit, fell back, waited for the opposition to push in and held. So here's the thing, right, with the operator, a lot of times you might see players make fancy plays, but it's all about positioning, and she played that picture perfect. I really can't emphasize on it more, but for now she is fairly aggressive, needs to fall back if she gets a first pick, but she does have backup. Right now is probably going to be the time where she would potentially use a cloudburst and fall back, but no, she wants to be aggressive.
I think that she's playing on the fact that they might not expect an operator to be so close, especially after Zenyatta goes down on that really aggressive peak. However, I like how cautiously Desi Patole is playing this. Jelly Beans just holding on, trying to make sure that they're not being pushed, and it's going to be the Killjoy that have to back her up. Looking at the ultimates available, Athenas does have a lockdown, so if they are going to be opting for a B-side push, it's going to be relatively easy to retake because the ultimate, the lockdown from Killjoy does cover all of side. However, Elihu will get that click onto Amy, will spot Fika as well. Now they know that this operator is on this side. Fika is going to be trying to do a little bit of jiggling, that doing her best to try and stay alive. A smoke will come through as well, which might help her cross over. In fact, it's going to be a 4v4 after that equalization coming in from Elihu. Dirty Gundi is going to take the TP, but I think that it's a fake bait. Never mind. It is going to be the spike making its way towards the A side. There are two players still here, the Killjoy as well as Athena. The lockdown will come in from Anachan, and I think that they might be willing to make a push in based off that. Athena, however, is playing this so cautiously, but she will be taken down by Jelly Beans. That a little bit low, but she might be able to get the elbow control as well. It's going to be a 3v4 retake coming in right now. They do have Athenas' defender Killjoy, but it's not exactly in a very good position. Elivu as well, another whiff coming in from her. She really needed to get that kill onto Anachan. It's going to be Nerdy Gundi, who's in a little bit of an unfortunate position, and she will go down to Pyro. Fika getting the trade, however, it's going to be a 2v2 right now. A Sky and a Killjoy versus the Killjoy and the Raze. The Ultimate Seekers will come through, trying to give away the position of these players. Swarm Grenade gets triggered, but Fika peeks and will be able to take out Pyro. It's just the Killjoy, just Atheras, all on her shoulders right now. She has to try and get this diffuse. Will be able to stick half, but the peek will come in from Anachan, and in fact she will get that kill, but it's going to be Fika who will throw a nade, and that's going to be the round going in the favor of Team Desi Patole. Fika, how do you do so much from that?
And then you only have one more round to go with, so that could potentially be an approach. But then again, it really comes down to what they want to do, right? Because there are a lot of possibilities right now, Kals.
Oh, 100%. I completely agree with you. I mean, you have a Sova ult. You can actually go ahead and protect the spike after you get it down. Use it for post plan. You have Raze's ult. You can actually go ahead and initiate a fight with that. Create a lot of destruction there. And at the same time, seeing as how they're running with a semi-eco lineup, this is something that they can really bank on to try and use it in their favor. So it's all about creativity. It's all about how they use it. Amy trying to take a long peek out there with that Sheriff when Zenyatta has a Vandal. I'm not too sure if that's the right way to actually initiate the seeing as how Amy, you are a duelist for your team, but there are times when this has worked. So you know we'll just let these cards work out in their favor. Amy proving me wrong there with that Sheriff. Beautiful kill down at Atheras. Actually closes the gap there, brings it down to medium range. These guns are still very, very well in effect. Pika going ahead and picking up the Vandal there. In the meantime, Zenyatta goes ahead and pulls up right into Nerdy Goody. Will this work out in our favor? But no, Nerdy Goody with the Bucky kill. Talk about using a shotgun in close range. Oh my god, this is playing out so very well after that tactical pause.
It's going to be Elihu, however, who's going to be sweeping in, getting those 2 kills onto Amy. However, Jelly Beans with that Spectre making so much of a impact here. It's going to be just Pyro, and Nerdy Gundi will clean that up. Man, I saw Nerdy Gundi on that Bucky, and I was like, wait a minute, they're on attack, not defense. And she's a Sova. What is she going to do with it? Well, I got my answer. What a play coming in from the attackers there. And they didn't even have to commit any ultimates. Like, they still have Fika's Showstopper. They still have the Sova as Hunter's Fury as well. So it makes things so much easier for them, considering that was an eco which is successfully won. The side of Team Waifus will be pushed into a little bit of a bad situation. You see Pyro trying to debate what to buy, whether she can afford any guns at all here. In fact, Elivu does have her ultimate, does have her Blaze-Storm available, but it is going to be an early drone coming in to try and clear her off the angle. But a beautiful pull coming in from Jelly Beans will force her to fall back. A really aggressive push coming in from the duelists. Both Fika and Amy doing a fantastic job here. It has to be Amy, however, who has to be cautious about Athena's position. She might be caught off guard, and as I say that, Athena will take her down. It's going to be Elihu stuck here alone on side. Anachan will get that trade. A 3v4, already a big disadvantage coming in for the defenders, and they have to try and retake this. However, the Killjoy is really low here. The attacker Killjoy will come through. They know her position. They know that she's probably on this, but she will get 2 kills. Pika making it so easy for the team. It's just Atheras left right now with a 1v4. Has to wait out the lockdown because there's no way she can get close enough to destroy it in time. The clock ticking, players in like almost immaculate positions, and the showstopper coming in, trying to clear a little bit of space. It's just one player right now. All the else being popped. I think this is a little bit of a flex coming in from the defenders here, and it's gonna be Fika who spots her, trying to get that kill. Can Atheras do something here? And no, Fika is gonna clean things up, winning the match for Team Desi Patole. Wow.
Well, that was quite something, I'll tell you that, because it did look like for a moment that this could swing either way, but then again, Desi Patore coming out on top. And let's not forget.
Whispered promises straight to